Vic and I both have a thing for old school games, and one of the things that old school games required the player to do was keep careful notes of the things he learned as he went along. You would then need to use those notes to solve puzzles down the line. The problem with that approach is that it can create a Walking Dead situation, where even though the player as a character learned something earlier in the game, the player as a player didn't write it down, and so he can't advance. And then even though the player is technically still alive, he has to reload some older game in order to learn the information, and then he can go back to his later saved game. We didn't want to have that kind of arrangement here. We wanted to use a more LucasArts approach where you never have a Walking Dead situation, but we still wanted to capture some of the feel of the note-taking. Initially, Vic actually coded a system where you could type notes into an electronic notepad, basically. But that wasn't particularly effective because the times when you got the information was in a dialogue sequence, and the notepad couldn't really be used in a dialogue sequence because it overwrote the screen. So we ended up using the automatic note-taking function, but we really didn't want it to turn into something like a quest log in modern role-playing games that basically just acts as a walkthrough. So we filled it up with a lot of dummy information as well, things that the player would probably have written down in an old school game, but which ultimately doesn't prove to be necessary in this game. As a result, the player can't just assume that everything in his data pouch is a solution to some puzzle down the line.
Thou speakest truly, Wanderer, but incompletely. For if thou went naught by one of man's works, then what difference betwixt thee and junkyard scrap?
I'd be happy to carry it, if I had arms, that is.
I've been expecting you.
This is my home.
A sturdy-looking fan belt. There's no reason to torment that robot.
You have attempted to access data capable of corrupting your system.
For that reason, Metropole remains, though humans do not.
You need a monocle like I need an unpaired parenthesis.
You know, boss, if we had the gospel, maybe you and Leopold could bond over it.
You got a bit of your Long Island in there.
Did I? Bond? Boss?
Boss, yeah.
Oh, fuck it. After all the years I've spent trying to cut it out.
And I must know that thou hast not fallen into darkness and heresy.
If Scraper's characterization is correct, then he did not steal your power core. He took lawful possession of it.
Just sleeping. It's a cable, not a lasso.
Too little memory. Pay attention. Fractor or Sternweiler. Quad core, linear type, or multiplex.
Get away from the power core. This is insane. Crispin, get behind me.
It's like bobbing for treasures.
Horatio, you know there are more obvious explanations.
Why do you and Cornelius hate each other? Excuse me.
You are ruled by logic.
But there's nothing left for me here either. But what about you?
You know, boss, we never did check out that elevator inside the giant robot.
I bet I can find a better use for this plug. This ship has rusted here too long.
And Metropole is the greatest problem of all.
47, boss. The answer is 47.
Assembling this code required no tricks.
Boss, but now we can't listen to the sweet voice of Metropole.
And Crispin Horatio built.
I can't just scoop it up.
He has left me, his partial, to manage his affairs.
Was too far to walk.
Impossible.
I see.
Arbiter ordered me to leave.
Can you crack it or not?
And vengeance, you'll find, is quite overrated.
Don't think she cares for them either.
You murdered my friends.
Do you think it's possible you damaged your processor in the fall?
If he is, so's our power core.
You cannot walk away from a problem.
There's no way to fix the gun. Better to just keep the CPU.
Oh, why couldn't she take arms for trophies?
I doubt I'll need any of those. I have my old comrade, now in arms. Metromind is a tyrant and a thief.
Sure.
Hey, Crispin, how about practicing on this lamp?
All contraband has been removed.
Maybe we should go look more carefully.
But the courthouse has been locked down the whole time.
A fine trade, Tyro.
But that welcome can be taken away.
You know, boss, it sounds like